One more critical point in all of this is the legality behind flags. As I explained to you from nation to nation, mostly over the northern hemisphere, over there, the nature of their political balances and symbol cultivation was very intrinsic to their history and their evolution. Thus, there was a lot of contention about how very serious utilizing something so passionately branded for the life and survival and contingency for so many critical things be treated as though it were some sort of, I don't know. But in any case, one matter of this all is going to come down to how one recreates a flag for variable purposes. Now, when the Confederates begun their initiative, they had to totally recreate their own brand because they knew trying to make a play off of the other thing would get them in insult to injury type situation. It didn't just make any sense. Ultimately, though, how this rebranding was sort of a steel appeal in the other side of the world for such a long period is rather interesting. The most recent understanding, other than first responder stuff, which is, sort of understood because it's, the blood of our country, I guess. I don't know. It's, let them do it. They're first fucking responders. But in the Young Jeezy video, after a economic downturn, there was a play on gray and black flags. And it was some sort of incident relevated by what seemed as though sort of a hip-hop cultural consideration, but ultimately led to a more serious interpretation. Now, do I presume Young Jeezy even understood the seriousness of this sort of thing? I don't know. I mean, I could see with somebody not getting that and someone seeing a yin-yang and someone wanting to do something cute, being like, why not? But how this gets devised and how this can be so innocent and so unreasonable to make a big deal about is based on a lot of things you can't put on paper, ever. And lawyers hate that. So, how we're gonna... Oh, that's cool. How we go over the legal transparency, intention, flag, and symbol cultivation as relevated in the corporate national world through franchises and through national, state, local creds of geography and governance. A premise from ancient times which totally reevaluates the intertangible relation in terms of how these unifications took place. So, don't forget, flags are a unifying force. They are the star on top of a Christmas tree for a people and a reason. And we're going to find out which people, for what reason, why people need to respect good things if they have good intentions, and how people can teach people why they will never understand why it makes someone feel a type of way, but they just need to respect it does. So, you know, is it okay to run around America with a sickle and hammer like my friend from Russia, who's a scientist who's protesting the war right now, working with my father on, basically upping yields of massive crops to end plant cancer. Gave me a souvenir from his country, and I wore it. And what that created is different. But should these symbols cultivate such an impression emotionally, if we can just rudimentarily break down how simplistically descriptive of a good intention they once were, but evaluate clearly when these symbols are an aggression, not a providence of goodwill.